We've been gone for a few weeks, but we're back again, and today I have a special, different kind of video than our normal content. I usually just review books, but today I wanted to do a compare and contrast, maybe an overall review of the series Puritan Treasures for today. These are just beautiful books, and I wanted to share some of my thoughts on them. So I have 5 of them here. There are about a dozen or more that have recently been reprinted. But I just wanted to do an overall review of all these different books. In the fall, I'm hoping to review these treasures, and this will sort of be the preface to that whole series. So this is a different kind of video, but hopefully this is helpful and enjoyable. If you're new to Petra Publications, let me introduce myself. My name is Davis, and here I mostly just review Reformed Christian books. And if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'd love to have you join us by subscribing down below. But thank you so much for watching, and hopefully, as I said, you find this video helpful. So first I want to just read the little about thing here in the very beginning of all these different books. This is by the series editors Joel Beakey and Jay Collier. It says, interest in the Puritans continues to grow, but many people find the reading of these giants of the faith a bit unnerving. This series seeks to overcome that barrier by presenting Puritan books that are convenient in size and unintimidating in length. Now that's important for some of my thoughts later. But each book is carefully edited with modern readers in mind, smoothing out difficult language of a bygone era while retaining the meaning of the original authors, and that's also important. Books for this series are thoughtfully selected to provide some of the best counsel on important subjects that people continue to wrestle with today. So all of that very important to my thoughts on the overall series. What a great idea, what a great thing that they've done here for the church, providing these wonderful, wonderful, as they say, Puritan treasures for today. So first and foremost, I want to talk about cosmetics and aesthetics. I'm a huge guy, especially when it comes to books, on cosmetics and aesthetics. The first thing that I want to point out is just the continuity in colors. So let's just take one of these volumes. Let's say, how about Contentment, Prosperity, and God's Glory by Jeremiah Burroughs. And let's look at the color themes. So you have, first of all, this beautiful cover art. Unlike many books today, we have a series now that is just nice to look at. But they really went the extra mile when it comes to designing these books. For instance, on the spine of the book is this grayish color in this case. And that grayish color comes from part of this painting. And then, as if doing the binding in the same color as the book itself was not enough, they went ahead and they put it here. They put the author's name in that color, and then they put the question or the subtitle in that color, and then they also put Reformation Heritage Books in that color as well. Here's another example of that. Here's Prizing Public Worship by David Clarkson. This time they go with this lighter grayish color. Again, comes from the painting itself. You find it here, you find it here, you find it there, and you find it down there. And it's that way on every single one of these books. Here's Stop Loving the World by William Greenhill. Again, this just beautiful painting. You got brown, brown, and brown. So really going the extra miles when it comes to the continuity of colors on the book. Another thing is materials. Materials are very important to me. Again, as I pick up a book, I want it to feel good in my hands. So first and foremost, they went with this on the cover, this kind of rough paper. I don't know if you can hear the sound. It's not a smooth kind of thing, and you can even see the ripples in that paper, and it gives a very just book-like feel to the book. It's just nice. And then with the pages, they went with a creamy color It's not a nice or an ugly bleached kind of paper. It's rough, it's creamy, so that makes it very easy to read, and the book just feels nice in the hand. Again, going the extra mile, they made these books the perfect size. They're just about the size of an average hand. They fit nicely in the hand because of that. They're easy to carry around, and when you open them up, they just feel like good books. They're nice. So as far as paperbacks go, I mean, I couldn't be happier with how they have made these books. And so in light of all of that, I wanted to compare it to a competitor. I guess a competitor. They're sort of similar in idea. This is the Puritan paperbacks from Banner of Truth. Now, anything I say in this video has nothing to do with what I think of Banner of Truth. This is all talking about how much I have enjoyed looking and holding these books from RHB. So both of them, I think, will last for many, many years. They've been printing the Puritan paperback since 2003, or at least that's when this one was published. So they're not going anywhere. They've been around for a long time. They will continue to be around. I don't think this is going to take the place of that by any means. But let me just go back through the list of things I just mentioned on the Puritan Treasures for today and compare it to the Puritan paperbacks and why I think that the Treasures for today are just better for the reader. First of all, there's continuity in colors. We've kind of gone through all of that. And it's not just in the single book, it's also in the series. All of these books have the same thing. There's mountains and there's valleys. There's mountain and valley, there's mountain and valley, there's mountain and valley. And that looks different in all of them, but it's the same all across the board. Then, when you flip them up this way, it's the same color palette. They're all just, it's just fantastic. As opposed to, pardon my clock, as opposed to the Puritan paperbacks, which, of course, you buy in categories of colors. There's gray, I think there's, red. There are different colors I can't think of right now, but they're all like this. And they're not beautiful in that regard. They don't really go together. So if you're buying books from different categories or parts of the series, they're going to be different colors. And there's no real continuity even on the book itself. If you look at, there's this beautiful painting, sure, but the only thing that's really continual throughout the book is the white and black of all of that. So you've got white and black. You do have gray, and you've got gray in the Banner of Truth logo here, just like you have gray there. And I'm not sure how that looks on the other ones, but there's no real continuity between the series or on the single volume itself. Again, we talked about materials. So we've got beautiful materials on the cover of the treasures and the paper, that nice creamy color. Well, let's take a look at the Puritan paperbacks. You've got the classic, somewhat cheap-feeling, glossy paperback style thing. And on the inside, you've got white, smooth, bleached paper. And then you see the difference in color here. This one is clearly more creamy, and it just makes for an easier, more enjoyable read. Then there's font size and print. Now these are fairly similar, and it's sort of debatable as to which is better. Different font for sure, but they're about the same size. I think the spacing is better here than in here. You have more words on this page than on these pages, and I think in terms of readability, this is easier. However, because of that bleached white paper, the print is actually darker on the Puritan paperbacks than in the treasures. So depending on what you're looking for, or if it matters to you at all, this is technically, I think, a better ink than on the treasures. But in terms of readability, I would choose this over the paperbacks any day of the week. And then finally, there's size. I mentioned how great the size is of these books. I just enjoy looking at them and holding them. Now, if we bring in the paperback here, they're very similar, but they've shaved off a little bit on these new Puritan Treasures for today. there's about 1/8 of an inch on either side that they shaved off. And what that does is it makes this book look, I don't know, just not quite as appealing. The dimensions are just different. You can really see, let's see if I scoot that out of the way. You can really see the dimensions difference. And I just think that is aesthetically more pleasing. So again, this has nothing to do with content or how well Banner of Truth has done putting their books together. Nothing like that. I'm just sort of comparing the two since I haven't had any of these before. So hopefully this review was helpful to you. And I just wanted to do this video before the sales end at Reformation Heritage. So I'll link below to those where you can find those. And not sponsored or anything like that. I just really like these books, and I think that they are valuable to the Christian and will be continually valuable to the church throughout many generations to come. Well, that is all I have for you today. Hopefully this review is helpful, and if it was, I always love hearing from you in the comment section down below. And Lord willing, I will see you next week, or the week after, when we begin our new series entitled Reformation and Revival. Thank you so much for watching, and Lord willing, I'll see you again very soon. God bless. Bye.